What's in Yuri Kotsky's jewelry box?
A lot of tarnished.
Show us. Show and tell. Wait, you gotta do it beauty guru style.
Hey guys, so today I'm gonna show you what's in my jewelry drawer that fell over, so I thought, such a perfect opportunity to film a video. So, we're gonna start with what caught my eye first. It was this beautiful bow.
Hold on! I gotta get the focus.
Beautiful, okay, good. How do you focus your hand?
There we go.
It was a beautiful bow ring that I got from Claire's when I was probably like 12. I don't know how much it cost because, you know, when you're 12, your parents buy you everything. So I also have this ring. I got this as a hand-me-down from my mom. It's really heavy, and whenever I wear it, it falls, so I like this.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I hope this video doesn't get taken down because of the music in the background.
Hashtag whatever.
Do you like my bag? It's Prada. Hello, Yuri.
That's me.
That's you. We are here today as Yuri Kotsky and Viktor Nikiforov. And today we asked you on Twitter what you wanted to see. And everyone wanted to hear about our convention horror stories because you all hate us.
The honest to suffer.
So today we are going to talk about our cringiest, our most awkward, our most shitty moments we've had at conventions through the years.
Yeah.
So, I have a list on my phone. If you don't know, I have been going to conventions since 2010. 2010 was the first con I ever went to. It was SakuraCon. Shout out to my West Coast. And going off my list, one of the earliest memories I can remember is, setting the stage. It was my, I believe it was my, it was my second convention ever, and I was wearing my CL cosplay when it was like the whole party gown thing where he was like a woman but not really a woman. I had the wig with the pigtails, right? And the way that SakuraCon works is that there's like a big, so it's in a convention center first of all, and like there's this big lobby and you like climb up these stairs, and then like when you climb up the stairs there are like all these doors and you can like enter through all these doors, and I felt like such a princess like walking up the stairs, like entering the doors like here I am. And then one of my pigtails falls off of my wig, and this is when I was still going to conventions with my mom, and my mom was like, oh my god, your pigtail just fell off. And then I was like, wait, what do we do? Like, I don't know what to do. And so she like took me off into the corner and then put my pigtail back on, hashtag mom goals. And that was that. And in the same day, I also realized that I saw another person wearing the same exact outfit as me, because as we know, I don't make my outfits, clearly, and so they obviously had the same exact one as me, and I realized that they were wearing it opposite of me. Like, I had all of the ruffles in the back. No.
It was the back has like ribbons.
Yeah.
And you had the ribbons in the front.
Yeah, I had all the ribbons in the front, and like the little like wavy thing, I had that all in the front, and the other person had it all in the back. And I realized, I was like, oh my god, I have been wearing my dress backwards all day, literally all day. So then I had to go and change my dress, and that was probably one of the most embarrassing things I've experienced at a convention.
Like for me, my very first convention was Anime Boston 2013. And that was when Kuroko no Basket was just getting big. Like, it wasn't big yet. And I was cosplaying Momoe from it. And someone walked up to me. It was literally the only person besides other Kuroko no Basket cosplayers. And he was like, oh, are you cosplaying from Rosario Vampire? And I was like, no. And he was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, your cosplay looks really good anyway. I was, thanks.
Something like that happened to me too, when Attack on Titan was still really big. The first Attack on Titan cosplay I ever did, I did a lot of Attack on Titan.
I know this story.
I did female Eren, because female Eren was like originally drawn by the artist, and I thought she looked really cute. And so I cosplayed her, and I was hanging around with my friends at the time, and we had a big group, and there was an Aaron, like an actual Aaron, like in the group, and someone wanted our picture, and I was holding a burrito from, what was it? Yeah, Del Taco. Del Taco is so good. Like, if you have one in your area, please try it because it's my favorite. The eyeball on my leg on your leg. So I was holding my big ass burrito, and this person comes, and I'm like eating my burrito, and they're like, hey, can I have a picture of you guys? And obviously all my friends, because I was the only one eating at the time, they were like, yeah, and they were like posing, and I'm just standing there with my burrito, and the person's like, get in the photo, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm eating my burrito, and they're like, just eat it like it's a potato, you're Sasha, right? So I was also mistaken for a character. That was not the character I was cosplaying. Super awkward. Very awkward. Talk about con farts. She really wanted to talk about this in the video.
Yeah, because they are the worst. Like, I can't, like, if you've gone to a con, you have smelled a con fart. Like, you cannot escape them. Someone will let it go, and it will smell like the most vile thing you have ever smelled in your life, because no one is taking care of themselves at a con.
No one is eating
You're
good
eating
food.
crappy food. You probably haven't taken, like, a dump that day, so it's, like, lingering. Oh my god, they are so bad. And it was the worst one that I can... The worst one that I can remember smelling is when we were in line for the Greg, no, not Greg Ayres.
Oh.
No, it was Greg Ayres. It was either Greg Ayres or Eric Vale.
Oh.
I think it was Eric Vale.
It was probably Eric Vale.
We were getting ready to get in line because since he's a voice actor, the lines to go to his panels are really long. And we just are there, and then all of a sudden, at the same time, we look to each other and we're like, oh my god. Because, and the thing that makes me uncomfortable is because when you smell a fart, you vocalize it. You're not supposed to, because the person who did it is probably standing right next to you.
Right.
And you just go, ew, someone farted.
I said that?
Yes.
Oh my god, that sounds like something
You
I would
just
say.
no, every time she smells a fart, she goes, oh my god, someone just farted.
And it's funny because when I fart in public,
You're quiet about it.
No, I giggle. If I smell my own fart in public, I just sit there and start giggling and hope that no one notices because I can't help myself.
Well, the etiquette, it's not even etiquette, but what people do, and you can tell, is like what people do is when they let one go, they like walk away.
That's evil.
They like walk away so you don't know it was them, but you know it was them.
You know.
Okay, so yeah. Horror story in their own way because they're the most horrible thing you've ever smelled.
Right.
Ever.
It's all the Pocky. Right.
The Pocky, the Ramune, like,
Going off of that.
oh boy.
1 year at Kineticon, when Mandy and I were having a photo shoot really early in the morning, we were doing like a wedding version of Mizuki and Sei, and Mandy was wearing all white, and obviously because she was the bride.
Yeah, I was
But-
in like a legit bridal gown.
Right. And she woke up that morning feeling really, really bad.
Like, I thought I was gonna throw up that morning. I felt horrible.
So we're waiting for our photographer to come, and he's very late. And
We'll get to that later.
Mandy is really, really nauseous.
Mhm.
And then I was so like worked up about the photo shoot and like how it was gonna turn out that I gave myself like a stomachache too. And so I went to the bathroom and I had diarrhea. And then
Keep it classy.
I got my period
At the same time.
And then it was really bad because I was wearing like a white vest over my like suit, and I like was nervous that I like sharted on my vest because I came back and Mandy's like, you have like something brown, like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like you have something on your vest, and I'm just like, oh, like, did I wipe incorrectly? Did I like wipe up my vest?
It was not even brown. It was like black. Did you have like satanic poops? Like,
no, that day is a blur.
and it was the last day of the con too, because we really like to make ourselves suffer. So, yeah.
We used to always wear our best cosplays on Sundays of conventions. Don't ask us why, but we've learned our lesson. Now we wear lazy cosplays on Sundays.
Yeah, because, like, no one really goes. Some people
one
don't even
cares.
go on Sunday. Like,
No one cares.
no one cares. So, yeah, that was bad. So, like I said, we'll get back to that later. Our photographer, who is always late, is actually a jerk. And we didn't know this. So it was ConnectiCon 2016, and we were cosplaying as Mika and you from Seraph of the End.
For the first time!
Yeah.
No,
First time
for
at
the
a con.
first time!
Mhm. First time debuting at a con, and so we wanted photos of ourselves, and we were just kind of picturing a photo shoot where, like, we were outside, like, maybe in a parking garage, somewhere that looks desolate because, you know, it's the apocalypse. So, what does he do? He decides, you guys are a ship, so I'm gonna take you to my hotel room. And, like, forewarning, like, public service announcement, we've known this photographer for years, so we didn't just, like, go to this random photographer's hotel room. Like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We've known him for, like, maybe 2.5 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we trusted him. And now we don't anymore because he took us to his hotel. First of all, it wasn't even the hotel that was connected to the con. He, like, drove
It was like
us
10
away.
minutes away.
He drove us away, and yes, I'm 20 years old, and yes, I'm an adult, but I don't feel comfortable being taken away from a place with someone that I'm not very familiar with. So, he took us to the hotel room. Place was trashed. It was messy.
There was like chicken nuggets
It
like
was-
on a plate.
It was
He
ratchet.
offered us some drinks. If a photographer takes you to a hotel room and offers you
you
drinks, don't fucking take them.
Mm-mm.
You could be getting roofied.
You could. And I was an idiot, and I drank from it because I was really thirsty.
Don't be like Mandy.
Don't be like me. But like I said, we trusted him, and so he starts taking, like, photos of us. And first of all, his light, like, starts.
Oh my God,
starts
I forgot about
smoking.
that.
His light starts smoking in the other room because he wants us to take pictures in the bathroom. He wants us to take pictures in the shower, fully clothed. Like, what?
First, he wanted us to go in the bath, but we told him no.
Like, first of all, like you mentioned before, we don't make our cosplay, and even if we did make our cosplay, I think we would have been even more protective of it. Our cosplay was expensive, and we didn't want to be laying in a bathtub getting it ruined when we had a gathering right after this photo shoot.
Right.
And so he wanted us in the shower, and we were like, I verbally said no, but he said, oh, you're getting in the shower. It's like, okay. We took photos in the shower.
Shoes on.
It
Disgusting.
was so dirty after we got out because our shoes were muddy. So we took our photos in the shower, then we got out, and his thing, like, exploded, so he, like, ran it under the water. I thought, like, the fire alarms were gonna go off. Then he makes us, like, take really, like, explicit, suggestive photos on the hotel bed. And, like, in the moment, we were okay, kind of. I felt really weird because he was making comments about your butt, and he was making, like, when we saw the photos after, like, in the moment you don't really realize what's behind you, what's happening. He was, like, literally taking photos of my butt and, like, mentioning that he could see my thong through my pants, which was really, really awkward. And so when we left and when our photo shoot was done, we didn't get any pictures that we really wanted. We didn't get any of the outside shots, and he's like, oh, well, we can take them later. Like, no, that's what we originally wanted. So we go back, and I don't know about you, but when we were done, I felt really, like, unsettled. It was like an unsettling feeling, so.
It was like, it's tough for Mandy and I because, I know with me, I have a big issue about sticking up for myself, and sometimes I feel like that kind of rubs off on you when you're around me. So when he was telling us to do all these suggestive poses, we didn't really know how to say no. And then later, it was so annoying because when we were talking to him about how we were dissatisfied with how everything went, he was telling us, like, oh, you guys should have like practiced your poses. You should have like looked at reference pictures.
Basically, he put the blame game on us.
Before the shoot, we had sent him pictures of what we wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I like gave you a studio photo shoot and
For
we're like,
free.
but
Like,
we didn't want a studio photo shoot.
no.
We told him.
And then
what
he was
we
like,
wanted.
and my light like exploded. And we're like, that wasn't our fault. You left your stupid equipment on or whatever.
Right.
So-
And then when we got our photo, like, it took him months for us to finally get our photos because he was like upset with the situation.
Yeah, and a lot of other drama happened, but I don't think the people involved, I think, want that
Right.
to be private, so
Right.
we're gonna respect that. But like that day was bad
For
everybody
everyone.
because of the same person.
Right.
So really bad day. And this actually segues into the next thing because he's the reason
Oh.
that I lost my con badge. We were waiting for him to show up because of course he was late to go to our photo shoot. And I was like, I can't wait any longer. I really need to pee. So I'm in the bathroom, and while I'm in the bathroom, it was really long, like for me to be in there because I had a cape
Right.
and I had all of these like,
You had like the
belts.
Attack on Titan straps on
And
your
I-
crotch.
It was a process, okay? And so, like, I'm sitting on the toilet, like, holding everything up and, like, trying not to get it in the toilet. You know how it is, cosplayers. And so I'm finally done, like, wash my hands, put my gloves back on, and then I go back outside, and he's there. And he's like, okay, you're finally done, let's go. And I'm like, what do you mean, let's go? And he's like, the car's waiting, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, what car? Like, I was so out of it. First of all, it was only, like, 10 in the morning, so I was really out of it. And so, he takes us out, and like at that point, before I went to the bathroom, I had put my con badge on top of my backpack. I didn't have time to put it in because I really just wanted to get the bathroom and back. And when I think you grabbed my bag.
I grabbed the bags and I didn't see that her badge was on top because
Yeah.
we were being rushed.
Right.
So basically, I left her badge while we went away from the con site.
Right.
And so we're coming back from the shoot. We were at the gathering because the gathering was outside. We were
Yeah.
there for like probably an hour or so.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
then the gathering was awesome. We
Yeah.
met awesome friends.
Mhm.
So we're trying to go back into the convention. And I got my badge out of Mandy's bag because we usually share a bag. And I'm like looking and I'm like, oh fuck, her badge isn't in here. And I'm like, what happened? And then she was like, did you pick my badge like up off of the chair when we left? And I was like, you didn't have it in the bag? And she was like, no, I left it outside of the bag. And then I was like, oh my god, like I'm the worst person in the world. So basically, we had to go on a hunt for hours to try and find Mandy's badge.
Yeah. First we talked to the hotel
Right.
security,
Right.
because that's where we were originally waiting. Because Connecticut is set up in the Connecticut Convention Center and the Marriott Hotel that is right next door. So we talked to them, asked them if they found a badge. No. And then we went and we talked to the Connecticut staff, and first of all, Connecticut this year was so annoying because they were really adamant about checking badges for everything. So you couldn't even get into the con center without a
Right.
badge.
Right.
Usually you can lobby con, but not this year. And
Because the
so
convention center is a public space, you
right,
know?
right. So so I was like, I lost my badge and I need to look in Lost and Found to find it. But Lost and Found was on the second floor, which you had to go through like 3 blocks to show your badge to get there, which is stupid, but whatever. And so, bless this guy, I still remember his name. His name was Vin.
Yes, Vin!
He was like an older volunteer for the convention. He's like, well, that's just stupid. They're gonna make you pay another.
The video stopped recording, so now we have to start the story over or pick up where we left off. I hope you all appreciate what I'm doing for you! Alright, so we're back. We have the snack for the hungry one. So basically, where we left off, Vinny led us up to the place where they kept the Lost and Found. And in the original recording, Mandy was saying that it was like a treasure chest.
Yeah.
And they opened it up. I'm trying to go faster now because I'm worried. I don't want this shit to happen again. So they open up the treasure chest and there's her badge. And we knew what it looked like because she had the same lanyard as me. And it was like a magical moment. I heard the choir singing in my head. And apparently I shed a single tear.
A single tear.
A single tear.
I know her very well. And when she cries a lot. Like, and she can't really stop when she cries. So this was like the most elegant, like beautiful, just like, oh, thank God. And it was like one tear. And since her makeup had been like caked to the gods that day.
Kind of like right now.
Kind of like right now too, yeah. Her eyeliner, as you can see, like this is like a makeup beauty guru. Her eyeliner, as you can see in the very like innermost corner of her eye, that's where your tear ducts are, if you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Her tear fell down and took the eyeliner with her, and it was a single black tear, and it looked beautiful, and we were just like, oh my God, you look like Demon You. We, as in me and Kat. And then, since none of us had tissues on us, Kat offered her a maxi pad wrapper to wipe away her tear, and it was probably the trashiest ratchet thing we've done. But
I love that word, ratchet.
the fact that we're like, I lost my badge, and like she's crying and then wiping away her tear with a maxi pad, like the guy was probably like, okay.
We got stuck in the parking garage for over an hour because I was trying to put away my fake sword. I mean, actually, my real sword.
Real, yeah.
Because it's made of steel and that's not allowed. And I used it at the photo shoot. So obviously I couldn't bring it into the convention center with me because we were not trying to get kicked out again. And Kat told me that I could leave her sword in her car. Sadly, she thought she knew where her car was, but she really didn't because we were wandering around and Mandy was in pain because she was wearing these really high-heeled, thigh-high boots. She wore them on Friday, and then her feet went numb, but she said she was gonna wear them anyway because hashtag do it for the cosplay.
Yep, don't.
Trending on Twitter. And it was really hot. We were in like so many layers, capes. It was a lot, and we kept thinking we knew where the car was, and Kat called a friend who parked the car, and her friend was like, I'm pretty sure it's on the second level facing the convention center.
And no, and I just remembered, we didn't say this in the previous recording.
We didn't.
We didn't, but you can, if you listen very carefully on my vlog, you can hear it. Kat was on the phone, and then she's like, okay, all right, we're gonna look, bye. And then Brooke is like, good luck.
Ah! What an asshole.
And then Kat just laughs, and she's like, and I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, good luck.
Conspiracy theory. I think Brooke did this on purpose.
I honestly do too.
I don't know if you're watching this, Brooke, but fuck you. Because we kept turning on the panic button for the car, and we could hear it, but it was so distant. And some of us, like at some point, I'm pretty sure we're like, it almost sounds like it's like above us. Do you think it's on the other floor? No, it can't be. It has to be on the second floor.
Brooke said level 2.
Right.
So we're gonna go with what Brooke said.
So eventually we gave up, and Devin came and rescued us because she let me put her sword in her car. So thank you. Thank you for being the best mom ever, starting from day one.
Yep.
Last horror story. ConnectiCon has a history of crazy things happening because my second time at ConnectiCon, we were having a great time cosplaying Love Life for the first time, and we were shopping, right? We were in the dealer's hall having a great old time. We were with our friends, and we get separated from our friends a lot because we all have like ADHD, and we're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then we like disperse.
Plus our friends have friends that they meet in
Right.
the dealer's hall, so they're like, oh hey, and we
Right.
don't know them, so we're just kind of like, hey.
Hey.
But yeah.
So, yeah. And we were approached by 2 Black Butler cosplayers. And tell us what happened, Mandy, since this is something that happened to you. And I was just kind of lingering.
It could have happened to you too, but you kind of left me hanging.
What can I say?
So yeah, we were cosplaying Love Live, as you said, and they came up to us, and they were like, do you want a treat? Tell me a joke and I'll give you a treat. And then he like opens his cloak and whips out the murkiest Ziploc bag that is filled with tiny chocolate chip cookies.
In a previous recording, you accused this man of storing said bag in his asshole.
No, I said his butt. But
His asshole.
Yeah. So, because like, I don't know where it came from, it just like appeared. So, yeah, so I'm just kind of confused. It's Saturday at this point, I think. I was gonna use the excuse that I was tired and I didn't know what was going on. But anyway.
We never know what's going on. We're always tired.
Yeah. So, I'm just like, I don't really know any jokes, trying to like dodge the whole interaction that's happening. and the Grell, because it was an Undertaker and a Grell, the Grell walks up to me and is like, that's okay, I'll tell you a joke that you can tell him, and it'll be really, really funny. So, the Grell, like, whispers in my ear the joke, and I couldn't really hear them very well because it's the dealer's hall and it was loud. So I'm trying to, like, retell the joke, and I have the joke on my ConnectiCon 2015 vlog, so if you want to check that out, you can. You can see this entire story on that vlog.
Shameless plug.
And so I retell the joke, and I'm just like, anyway, so he's like, perfect. So he gives me a cookie, and I do not take food from strangers. I am telling this to you out of my worry about people being used and abused at cons. Like, don't take food from strangers. It's just not safe. Right. So he hands me this cookie, and I'm holding my cell phone at this point, so I'm just kind of like sliding it under my cell phone, like I'm gonna clearly throw it out later. But the girl is like, eat it. Like, why aren't you eating it? And I had to come up with a lie on the fly because I did not want to eat this cookie, but I didn't want to say that I didn't want to eat it because, I don't know, I'm an awkward person when it comes to strangers. So, that's kind of like Yuri, so I'm gonna be perfect when talking to strangers. And then go cry in the bathroom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom, I miss you, I love you, I'm sorry for screwing up. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. So the girl's just like, eat it, and I'm like, well, actually, I can't eat chocolate because I'm allergic to caffeine. That was what I said.
Yeah.
I was retelling it in the last recording, but I was saying it wrong. But yeah, I can't eat chocolate because I'm allergic to caffeine, and it makes my heart race or something like that. And then the girl's like, but it's fake chocolate, so you can eat it. And at this point, you were saying that should have been a red flag. Like,
yeah,
like,
because
bing, bing, bing,
if
bing.
it's not made out of chocolate, then what is it made out of, you know?
like
Feces from his asshole where he stored it?
Probably. But I'm like, what do you mean it's fake chocolate? And at this point, they're trying to explain something from Black Butler to me, and I have been out of Black Butler for maybe 3 years at this point, probably even for like longer than that. Black Butler was one of the first things I've watched. Mm-hmm. And so the girl is just like, it's fake chocolate, and don't you know what the Undertaker likes to eat? And I'm like, no, I have no idea. And then the girl is just like, he likes to eat dog treats. And then I just have this, like, feeling. I'm just like,
feeling.
Like, the whole, like, whoosh feeling. Like, you can't describe it. It's just like, whoosh.
Wow.
It's a bad feeling.
I feel like whoosh and are two different things.
Well, the whoosh is, like, yourself, and then the is, like everything is just attacking you. I felt attacked.
Oh my god.
And so I just feel myself going pale, and I'm like, is this a dog treat? And they start laughing. They think it's the funniest thing. They're like,
they're probably like 12.
Probably. They're like, yeah, like it's a dog treat. And I'm just like, you are trying to feed me a dog treat? Like, what is wrong with you? So we walk away. And I think they're still trying to, like, follow us and, like, tell us that they want to take our picture or something. And we're like, no.
No.
So we walk away. And the weird thing is, we actually didn't mention this in the other recording, which I kind of want to shed light on because it's important. I think that I have seen this guy that was cosplaying as The Undertaker at AAC, another anime convention. And he is actually really, really creepy. He will try to, he'll follow around girls.
Really?
Or, yeah, like, no, like, I'm not assuming gender or anything, like, but he'll follow around people who he's assuming is a female, even if they're, like, cross-playing or something like that. And he will follow them around. He'll try to, like, butter them up so that he can hook up with them.
Really?
Yeah. And,
how do you know that he's hooking up with them?
because this is where the story is coming through. So I had walked around that day, and I think I was cosplaying as either Alba or Say that day.
Oh, this was before I went?
Yeah, this was not, no, she wasn't with me this time. And so I was cosplaying either Alba or Say, and I remember this really cute CL cosplayer came up to me and Again, I'm not assuming gender, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna say she because I'm assuming that he thought she was female and that's why he was following her. So, he followed her around and at this point, I don't know if he was following her, but she came up to me and she's like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. Can I take a picture? And I was like, sure. And since AAC is a really small con, you kind of remember people. Like, they stick out in your head. You pass by them a lot. So anyway, took the picture, walked away, enough said. And no, the guy was with her at this point because in the future, like it was later that night, I was in line for another some popular panel that everyone was in line for, and I remembered this Ciel cosplayer because she was like kind of walking towards me, and she looked kind of scared, and I was like, hi, and she was just like, hey, do you mind if I just like stand with you for a bit because this guy is like following me. He's been following me all day and I'm like really uncomfortable and kind of scared. And I was kind of confused because when they were together earlier, I had assumed they were friends because they seemed pretty close. And I'm like, was that the guy that was with you earlier? And she was like, yeah, I have no idea who he is. He's just been following me around all day. And I felt
That's
sick
terrifying.
because I don't like that kind of stuff. And so I was like, oh my god, yeah, just stay with me. I think my friend Megan was actually with us at that point too, and we were both like, yeah, totally, stay with us.
That's sweet.
We will protect you. And so she stayed with us pretty much for the rest of the duration of that line, and then I think her friend showed up, so she went off. Then the next day, we were at the death match, and I saw him again with another girl. And another rant. Since the death match was put in another room, there was only standing room left because it was packed, and we were standing in the very back, and he was standing in front of us. And he was like grabbing that girl's butt. He was like rubbing her, like feeling her up.
No.
And I'm like, that guy,
He
doesn't, like, he has no idea who that is. And I think at that point, I can't remember if we actually did this because everything becomes a blur after a while, but I think I was trying to like go up to that girl and ask her like, do you know that guy? Like, do you know anything about him? And I think she said no, I just met him this morning, but I don't remember if that actually happened, so don't, like, sometimes my mind like fills in parts of the story that I wish actually happened but not. But the way they were acting, like, I'm pretty sure they were even kissing, like, this, it was just bad, so stay away from creepy people.
Don't hook up at cons.
No.
You'll probably regret it later.
You will.
And you might contract a disease.
You will. I know someone who did.
Oh shit.
So
it wasn't me.
No.
Disclaimer, it was not me.
You.
Thank you all for watching. Suddenly I am in rapper pose. Don't question it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I was saying in my previous recording that did not get completed, sadly, because I still don't have a viewfinder that I can look at. Contribute to the fund. I'm starting a GoFundMe.
You're not.
I should, but
No,
I won't.
because
Anyway, you guys seem to really like it when I tell you cringy stories, because you love to see me suffer. And I can appreciate that because I enjoy seeing other people suffer as well. So, look forward to more videos where I talk about cringy moments in my life. Maybe I'll rename my channel The Cringe, like we just don't know what the future holds. But thank you all for watching and I hope you have a fantastic week. Check out Mandy's channel. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. See ya!